that's a little heavy. I don't see it much online. I don't see many people talking about it. And I want to go over grief and how I've dealt with losing both my mom and my older sister, and I lost them in a very traumatic way. And I wanted to get on here and provide anyone comfort and love and understanding about the grief process and that they're not alone. It's a hard thing to go through. It stays on my mind 7, 24/7, 24/7, 24/7. And it's something that I don't mind sharing with other people. And I get on TikTok, and it seems to connect with a lot of people and resonate with a lot of people and help a lot of people feel understood. And if I can do that on here as well, I think that'd be a pretty good thing. But getting right into the video, I'm like, should I just get right into it? So, about 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, I lost my older sister. I was 18 years old, just out of high school, about to go into university. And I lose my older sister. And the thing that hurt particularly the most about me losing her is that she did it on her own free will. And that hurts the most. And I lost my mother the same way as well. So losing two people you love to them not wanting to be here anymore is a really hard reality to live with, and a really hard thing to come to terms with. But I've learned to come to terms with it. And I've had to go through all 5 stages of grief, because it's not easy. Because in the beginning, I just wanted to blame myself for everything. I thought everything was my fault. I thought I could have prevented it. I thought, what if I did this? What if I did that? What if I would have said this? But you can't do that to yourself. You can't get so caught up on the what ifs, because you have to be rooted in reality. And that's one of the things that was hard for me while grieving, and accepting that you cannot control everything. You cannot control everything. And what happens in your life, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And sometimes you just have to deal with what is thrown at you, and that's the hardest thing, is dealing with what comes to you. Even when you don't want it to come to you, even when it's something that you wish you would never have to deal with. Sometimes we have to deal with the things that are very difficult. And some things are a lot more difficult than others. But one thing that helped me a lot was letting go of control of my healing process, and realizing that this situation left an open wound in me. And I look at my grief like an open wound, and that you can do things to heal it and cope with it and put ointment on and a band-aid on. But you can't speed up the healing process. You can stare at the wound all you want. You can pray over the wound. It's not going to make it heal any faster. The only thing that's going to heal it is time. And you have to learn to cope, and you have to learn to let things go, which is way easier said than done. If you see me looking in both directions, I have my laptop here. That's my, like, make sure that I'm staying on point. And then I have my camera, my phone camera, behind the camera that I used to record, just so I can see myself, and also make sure that I'm staying in frame. And I think another thing about grief is that some wounds don't heal, some things cut us so deeply that they don't heal, and it's okay to come to terms with that, that you might always grieve, you might always feel certain ways about the situation. Like for me, I have a very hard time accepting that I lost my older sister, because she was like a mother to me. She was my mother. She was more of a mother than my mother, unfortunately. Mom had a very, very hard time being a mother. And my sister stepped up in that place when she shouldn't have. She shouldn't have had to do that. But she did. And I'm forever grateful for her for doing that for me, and showing me that love, and being the person that I needed. Because I don't know what I would do without her. And I guess I'm in that predicament now where I'm without her, and I still don't know how to deal with it completely. To be honest, I'm sad about it every day, if I'm being completely honest. But I've learned to accept that she is no longer physical and she is only in my memory, and that she can live through me into my daughter. And to me, that provides a sense of calmness to the storm. It provides a little bit of ease in my grief process, especially having my daughter now and being able to share the things my sister showed me with her and the love that my sister gave to me to give to my daughter. And it's one of the most special feelings I've ever had, rooted in so much sadness somehow. And I've had to come to terms and accept that it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. You have to realize it wasn't your fault. You cannot control everything that happens. You can only control with how you deal with it afterwards. And there are 5 stages of grief that you go through, and each one is tumultuous, 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 tumultuous. And I'll go over the 5 steps right now, the 5 steps of grief, or the 5 stages, stages of grief. The first stage is denial. Denial. You feel shock and numbness that protects you from the immediate reality of a loss. Denial, saying it didn't happen. And I remember going through this phase with my mom and my sister, because they both lived at a state where I just thought, no, that couldn't be real. That can't be real. No, they're still alive. No, that didn't happen. No, it's not a reality yet. And you go through that for a few months, and it comes and it goes, and you bounce around through different stages. It's not just stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and so on. You can go from denial to bargaining to depression to acceptance to anger. You can bounce all around. The second stage is anger and frustration and hiding behind feelings of fury, often aimed at others. It's the second stage. Second stage is anger. Anger that you can't undo what's been done. And that was a really, really, really hard part for me to get over. Because not only was I angry at them, I was angry with myself. I was angry with the world. Because in their situation, they hated being a part of this world. It's too difficult, it's too painful. And in so many ways, I wish I could change this world for them and mold it to a way that would have been more livable for them. But I can't do that. And that's another part of letting go of that control. It's just accepting what's happened, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that anger is going to eat at you. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You cannot control this world, and you cannot control others. You cannot control what happens to someone else's body. And you have to learn to let go of that. And it's hard, and it's way easier said than done. And I still deal with my anger from time to time. But I've had to come to accept that being angry will do nothing for me. I have no one to be angry at anymore. I have nothing to be angry at anymore. It's just a situation that exists. And the third stage is bargaining. Bargaining. Trying to find a way out, or making mental deals to reverse the situation. And that's something I had a very hard time with. Is I thought that a solution would be to make myself go through their pain and to try to understand what happened and what I could have done different. And that was my way of bargaining, is what I could have done different, how I could have changed things. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if you can hear the garbage truck in the background. It's garbage day. I'm so sorry, it is garbage day. But bargaining was something I did have a hard time with, in the sense of the what ifs. To me, that's what bargaining was the what ifs. What if this, what if that, and the what ifs will completely eat at you. You cannot change what happened. It's already happened. And you have to learn to navigate through it, and that's the hardest part. Is navigating through that new life, new life, new life, new life. The fourth stage is depression. Depression, 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 depression. And it's so hard accepting that the person that you love the most is gone. Is gone. Hold on, I'm gonna close this window. I'm gonna close this window. I'm gonna close this window. Okay, I closed the window and now it's so much more quiet, so much more quiet, so much more quiet. And I'm so sorry about all that noise. I did not realize how much more quiet it made things. Just shut the window, shut the window, shut the window. But you'd think that would be common sense, but not for me today, not for me today. But the depression stage of grief is a hard one to be stuck in. And for a long time, when you feel like it's your fault and you feel so out of control with the situation, it's hard not to feel this deep sadness. It's a quietness and a sense of hopelessness as everything kind of sets in. And it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. And I almost mix that with acceptance. I feel like you start to feel that depression once you start to accept the situation. What's happened. Hopefully you can hear my cats in the background, my cats in the background, my cats in the background. And the last stage is acceptance, coming to terms with the reality of the loss, and learning to move forward. And I feel like depression and the acceptance go hand in hand, and you're moving and working through the emotions as you accept it. You're learning to accept the situation for what it is, and now that that person has passed, and what life looks like after they've passed away. And it's a hard reality to come to terms with. And the thing that helped me come to accept the most is the fact that I respect their choice to not want to be here anymore. And understanding that life is hard. And I am in no position to tell them that they needed to stay for me if it hurt so badly. And a lot of people don't agree with that opinion. That's how I genuinely feel. And that's what's helped me get through it the most. Is accepting that it's out of my control. And the decision they chose to make. And that's for my specific situation. But I do feel really lonely at times. I think after going through all those stages, I think there's loneliness, the emptiness, the accepting that you no longer have these people in your life anymore. And it almost feels like a character taken out of a game. If anyone's ever played The Sims, that's my number one game. That's what it feels like. It's like in The Sims when they pass away, the Grim Reaper comes. And just like that, it happens so fast. And then they're gone. Poof, 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 poof. And then you have to deal with that aftermath and learn to live without them. And for me, it was hard because I talked to my sister daily. My mom was a different situation. Me and my mom had a very tumultuous relationship that I'll get into in another video. But it's lonely without both of them. But you have to remember, the last thing I would say is you have to remember to be easy on yourself, and give yourself grace. Because losing someone is not easy. And it's not something that everyone goes through at any age in their life. It's hard to accept, whether you're really young when it happens, if you're in the middle of your life, if you're at the end of your life. It's never fun to lose anyone. But remember, it's not your fault. You can't control what happens. And all you can do is move forward. In their love, move forward. is, and how I've dealt with it a little bit. And I hope this resonates with somebody. Alright, I appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you so much. I will be back with another video. If you have suggestions, leave them down below. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, rest of your